So it's great for us to have Supercar here. Tommy, who's not here, Tommy and Paul, who own the business, I've known since the year Andrew and I launched Salon Privé, so they've been great friends of ours. Supercar are the world's #1 Koenigsegg dealer. They've sold more Koenigsegg's than any other dealer in the world. We're thrilled to have them here with us. James, I'm not going to steal your thunder, but there's a great trio of cars here, so I'll leave you to introduce yourself and the cars.
I'm James, I'm the sales manager at Supercar, and we brought a little selection with us today. We've got the Jesko, which is the latest release from Koenigsegg. This was the first car in the UK, and the owner has kindly let us borrow it for this event. And then behind we've got the Regera, which has got effectively one gear, so it will go 0 to 255 in one gear. And then in the far corner we've got an Agera N, which is a one-of-one bespoke car from 2011. So a nice range of cars from different eras. We're here for the next 3 days, so if you have any specific questions, then just come find me and happily answer anything. Thank you very much.
I think it's fair to say that Christian is an engineering genius, isn't he?
I think all these cars, the Jesko's got 9 gears, 7 clutches, so a very different proposition obviously to the Regera, which is just 1 gear. So whenever a new car comes out, it's very different to any of the previous cars. So it's, a lot of our owners end up building quite serious collections of all the different models, which is nice to see.
With the Jesko as well, I was reading that the power can change kind of depending on the fuel you use, from sort of 1280 up to 1600.
Yeah, so a lot of the Koenigseggs have this sort of flex fuel system, so you can use E85, so this car on E85 will give you the full 1600 horsepower. If you put normal fuel in it, it's about 1280 horsepower, but if you have a half tank of E85 and a half tank of normal fuel, you'll be sort of somewhere in the middle on the fuel for the power output. So, and it just measures it all on the fly and adjusts the map accordingly. Very clever.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
I'll introduce you to Peter Kiernan. Peter is from Aston Martin, from the factory, so he's going to talk you through some of the cars that we have here on display today. Peter.
Thank you, David. Good morning, everybody. Good to see some familiar faces. Very nice to see everybody. It's our privilege here to present the new Aston Martin Vantage, an 80% new car from the previous model, and a massive increase in power as well. It's 150 horsepower more than the previous car. It's a 30% increase. 800 newton meters of torque, so that's supercar statistics, but this car has not been designed to chase after superficial statistics. This is a car that's been built with the driver in mind, engineered for real drivers is our campaign line, and it absolutely delivers on that as well. So there's a couple of things that really dial the driver into the car and bring that sort of passion for driving back, and like I say, that's the focus of it. We'll be more than happy to go into incredible detail with you if you want to come over to the stand later on, but this really is a leap forward in the second generation, or the second car in the next generation of Aston Martin following DB12. The huge change, and something that I know a lot of you will be most excited about, is the new interior on the car as well, and the interior is completely new. There's been no carryover at all from the previous car. We had a touchscreen for the first time in Aston Martin following DB12, which everybody was very excited about, but it's been completely designed in-house as well, so it's not something that we've borrowed from another manufacturer. It's completely new, and as well as the performance being class leading, the interior is now finally as well class leading as well. So super exciting time for the brand. I'm sure you're all aware of how well we're doing in the Formula 1 at the moment. We've got Le Mans coming up as well. It's a very, very exciting time to be around Aston Martin. Like I say, DB12, Vantage, and a lot more exciting announcements this year as well. So hopefully see you a little bit later on to answer some of your questions.
Thanks, Peter. There's also the DBX 707 here, which is the most powerful naturally aspirated SUV, isn't it? 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds.
3.2 seconds in a car just under 2 tons as well. So it's one of my favourite cars to drive in the range. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I was very, very fortunate to spend a week in Wales with this car recently on a photo shoot. We had 2 DB12s out there as well, and that's the car I'm glad I was driving, because I was having so much fun on those roads. I was aiming for puddles, and it's an absolute thrill to drive. So it's one of those things, as well as being incredibly practical, until you drive that car, you have no idea what it can actually do. There's no reason for it to do what it can do, but it absolutely does, and it is an absolute sensation to drive. So if you haven't driven one, I highly recommend it.
Top speed is what, approaching 200 miles an hour?
Yeah, it's 199, yeah.
Wow, it's close as. Thanks a lot, Peter. Cheers.
Thank you, David. See you later.
As you can see here, Porsche are celebrating that, proudly celebrating 50 years of the turbo. AJ, I won't talk all day. I'll give you the mic. There you go, chap.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. Welcome, and thank you all for coming today. We're delighted to be here, really, to be part of Salon Privé, celebrating 50 years of the 911 Turbo, launched in 1974. It's been a mainstay of the Porsche lineup since then. We've got 2 models on display here as part of our stand this year. Got, obviously, the 911 911 Turbo 992, and we've also got a Taycan Turbo S, which has been put in to kind of showcase how the turbo has moved on from purely an actual engine component effectively in the original 911s. It's moved on into almost becoming a brand in its own right, and that's filtered through to a lot of the products within the Porsche range. So that will include obviously the turbo iterations of the Cayenne and many other models within the Porsche range. So we've bought two cars to show you, and obviously hopefully you can have a look round today. We've obviously got a stand here as well, showcasing certain elements of the 911 Turbo. So there's a video playing in the background here. We've got some merchandise on sale, so if you do fancy anything, do come and have a look. And we've got a lovely barista here serving coffee and turbo espressos to keep everybody in the turbo mood as the day goes on. And we've got 50 turbo 911s coming in a couple of hours.
Well, no, even they'll be coming shortly. So everything from the first 933 litre all the way up to a 992S and everything in between.
Wow.
So that's going to be one hell of a sight.
Should be incredible, yeah. So yeah, enjoy. And these two cars here, this one's finished in Arctic Grey, and the Taycan is in jet black metallic. 0 to 60, Porsche quite conservative on their numbers, but you're looking at 2.5 to 2.8 seconds on these cars. This is the Taycan here, isn't the newest Taycan, which has just been announced. So this is a model year 24, the new Taycan. We haven't yet got into centres. I'd have loved to have brought it along, but we're getting that in the next month or so. But two models here which are absolutely the pinnacle of Porsche engineering, and hopefully show you the range in great detail on the turbo element. So yeah.
Thanks, AJ. Your third year with us. Hope you have a great show. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
I'm not going to say too much because I don't know too much, but William, this is a £17 million specially curated collection of vintage Bentleys that William and his team have been putting together now for some years. So we're going to unveil these cars one by one, and William Metcalf, owner of Vintage Bentley, is going to talk you through them all. William, welcome back to Salon Privé.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Some familiar faces. As David says, this is completely unique. A little touch on our history. Almost 30 years we've been in business restoring and rebuilding the finest vintage Bentleys in the world. We've also managed to sell quite some historic cars over that time. So we're very privileged and honoured to bring these cars here today. And we call it the ultimate collection. It is really the finest of Mr. Bentley's engineering and work. And if we open the first car owner, this is a 1925 Bentley Super Sports. They only made 18 of these cars. Each of them came with a written guarantee to do 100 miles an hour, and that was in 1925. Out of those 18 cars, there are only 4 left with original coachwork, so all of the bodywork is original. The leather in the car and the back of the seats is all original, and this is unrestored. This is a preservation class category car, and they are so rare, so unique. So to have one here today is fantastic, and it starts us off beautifully into the collection. Which, if we move along, the second car here is a 1930 4.5 litre Bentley. No ordinary Bentley. If anybody has seen the Netflix series Peaky Blinders, this belonged to the landlord of the Southampton Arms. What the landlord was doing walking into a Mayfair showroom ordering a brand new Bentley, God only knows, but he did. Unfortunately, he didn't keep up with payments on the car, so Bentley Motors repossessed the car. So it had a bit of an interesting first 5 years of its life. It was then bought by one family and stayed within that family up until just a few years ago. So nearly 80 years of ownership of one family. Again, this is preservation class. A lot of the leather in the car is original body covering, some of the original finishes, and on the engine still one of the factory seals. So it's incredible. It stands as a testament and a benchmark for this model. So this is a real reference car, and again fits beautifully into our preservation. Then moving along, the mighty Speed 6, Mr. Bentley's favourite creation. So this we've restored completely. This was another American Concours recently, David, and it's a 100-point car, and this has had absolutely everything done. So there is a beautiful example of our preservation work and also our restoration work. So when new, this was delivered to Viscount Mandeville. There was only 2 cars built to this specification, and to homologate the racing at Le Mans, the uprated Speed 6 engine, this was effectively engine number 1 in this car here. So it is an absolute rocket, 4 people and luggage. You can put it in top gear, pull away, and it will take you to 100 miles an hour. So really something quite special. Moving along, here we have the 1925 Le Mans team car. So this, after the win at 1924, W. Bentley knew that he had to go racing. And this is the very car that he built to take on the 1925 Le Mans. So drivers were Kensington Moyer and Dr. Benjafield. And then if you know your motoring history and Bentley connections, they're quite some sort of significant names. This car we've restored actually twice in the last 20 years. It's raced all over the world, it goes everywhere. I managed to pedal it to a 7-minute lap around the north last year, so it's an absolute dream. Beautiful, love this one. You don't want to sell it, don't bother. I'm going to keep it. Over here, the fastest pre-war Bentley ever built in period. The chairman of the company, Mr. Wolf Bonato himself, he wanted the bragging rights for the outright record of Brooklands, and they built the Bonato Hassan. It's recorded as being the most expensive car that ever ran at Brooklands. Oliver Birchman was the driver, and its fastest ever lap was 143.6 miles an hour. And that is an average lap, so on the straights is over 150 miles an hour. You'll notice this lovely snorkel that sits out the front. We've got a 3-inch pipe in 140 mile an hour wind pressure blowing on the carburetors. So it's atmospherically supercharged, which is just mind-boggling. But at 143 mile an hour, she's a real handful. So the 5 cars together represent the ultimate collection. We have a sports car, a touring car, a Grand Tourer, a Le Mans car, and a Brooklands car. A 3 litre, 4.5, 6.5 and 8 litre. So we're cutting across every model and every genre that you could ever dream of. So it really is the ultimate collection, which we are launching here today for the first time. No one else has seen it in the world. You guys and girls get the first dibs, which is wonderful. And next Friday, the 26th of April, we will be at Goodwood, and some of these cars will be running. And through David, you will have an invitation to come, and we can put you in some of these cars and take you around the Goodwood Motor Circuit if you would wish. So do come and see us during the day. Have a wonderful weekend. We're here for the full 3 days, but do come and see us, and happy to show you more about the cars. Thank you, David.
I just noticed no seatbelt, William.
No seatbelt on that one.
Hang on for dear life. Thank you very much, William. Cheers. Have a great show.
Today is a very special day for Rolls-Royce. We've got 2 fantastic commissions showcasing the very best of Bespoke. Starting behind me, we've got an iced Arctic White Ghost, which has got an amazing and captivating interior, Iceland moss and mandarin, and then over the other side we've got Spectre. Spectre was launched at the end of Q4 last year. It is our first all-electric car. Sitting on 23-inch wheels, the largest ever fitted to a Rolls-Royce, we have a beautiful expression of Spectre, dark emerald with Iceland moss inside. Do come take a look later. We'll be here for the 3 full days of the concourse and come and look at the expressions of luxury that we have today. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great few days.
Please tell us about the Cyberster.
Okay, so this is the Cyberster. It is a car that we've pretty much been showing now for almost a year. It was first unveiled publicly at Goodwood last year, and we're now very, very close to getting it on sale in the UK, so really, really exciting.
When will that be, do you think?
That's a great question. I think we're pretty close. We want to get the orders open as soon as we can, because we know we've got lots and lots of people that have expressed interest, lots and lots of people that have already placed speculative deposits, and dealers that are saying to us, when are you going to open the orders? So I think hopefully by the end of the month we're pretty close.
It's 100 years of MG, isn't it? And you know, as a man in his 50s, I can remember the old MG midgets and the MGBs. I mean, this is the latest, the modern day interpretation of the 2-seater sports car that MG was basically famed for, isn't it?
It is. I think it definitely has a nod to the past, but it has its focus very much on the future, because of course the big difference with this car is it's all electric. You know, MG, we've had a real meteoric rise in the UK the last 3-4 years. You know, we sold 81,000 cars in the UK last year, having sold just under 19,000 in 2020, so really, really, really big sales figures. But this is a very big departure, if you like, from the modern interpretation of MG, but one that's really, really exciting for us.
It is. I mean, just on the numbers, you've got single motor, dual motor, 308 horsepower, 537 horsepower. The fastest one is hit 60 about speed just over 3 seconds, won't it? So it's a proper performer.
Oh, it's terrifying, absolutely. I mean, I've driven this extensively, and when you put it in super sport mode, you put the launch control on and you just literally hold on. It is sensational.
And it's the perfect configuration, isn't it? 2-seater, long bonnet, short back, a lot of power.
Absolutely, and it makes you feel great when you drive it. It's an absolute feel-good car. You drive it, you know, the performance is incredible. It looks amazing. Designed in London, got to say. So big nod to our design studio.
Just down the road?
In Marylebone, absolutely, in our head office. So they came up with the dream and they designed it, and obviously, you know, the results are here for everyone to see.
And scissor doors, what's not to like?
Absolutely, you know, electric scissor doors, electric bed, makes you feel great.
Fantastic. David, thank you very much.
Thanks
Welcome
very
to
much.
Salon Privé.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we are here at Hilton Moss with a very special car that they're going to unveil. The car that's been launched for sale. It's interesting, as I said earlier on, the Concours d'Avant, all the cars in the Concours d'Avant are for sale, and a lot of the brands here today are actually launching cars for sale. So they've been putting special collections together and holding special cars back for this very event. So William, Hilton Moss, good morning, welcome to Salon Privé.
Morning, thank you. Yeah, it's quite a special car, this one that we've had in the works for a little while now, behind the scenes. It's a car that we restored for a client of ours, and it's now coming up for sale after being enjoyed for a good few years. Matt, I'll let you take the cover off so everyone can have a look. So Hilton Moss, the Mercedes-Benz brand is one of the big parts of our restoration facility. We've had a relationship with Mercedes-Benz as a manufacturer for over 40 years now. This car was restored completely in-house, from the panel work to the paint work to the engine to the interior to the trim. The whole lot's done under one roof in our Bishop's Stortford UK facility. And we're also debuting the ski rack on the back, which is an authentic Mercedes-Benz, genuine part. It was an optioning period, although not skiing time of year, it does look quite cool. And something to see. But yes, we've had a long-standing relationship with the Mercedes-Benz brand, and this car's now for sale, launching today, not been seen for quite a few years.
This was a 150 mile an hour supercar in its day, wasn't it?
Exactly that. They were a hugely advanced car of their period. You know, the rival, the coupe, this car's sister car, the coupe, was the fastest production car at the time, and equally the first mass-produced direct injection engine as well. So hugely advanced and smooth and easy car to drive as well.
They are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Proportions, and you can just imagine climbing the mountains in this with those on the back.
Exactly. I mean, this car this was built exactly to the client's specification when it was restored as well. So it's DB172 anthracite grey, which is a super popular colour, and with that iconic red leather interior as well.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to introduce you to Isabella Ferreira. Isabella is with Lotus here in Mayfair. It's great for us to have Lotus with us. They've been with us at Blenheim before, but it's the first time they're here with us at London, and a great display here with the Emira and the electrifying Electra. Isabella, welcome to Salon Privé.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. David, thank you for being such a wonderful host. Today we have some brilliant cars on display. Lotus has been around for 46 years. London is the birthplace of the brand since 1948. So we hope to provide all your guests a wonderful experience.
Sure you will.
Show also a little bit of what Lotus stands for. We are a pioneering, rebellious, sophisticated brand. We have two amazing products on stand today. We have our first and our last. We have our last internal combustion charge, the Emira, which is a fantastic car. We have also our first electric hyper SUV. Please, if you haven't seen these cars, come and visit us throughout the day, in the next 3 days. Also, we have an amazing brand center in the heart of Mayfair, opposite to the Ritz. If you haven't been there, please come and see us. We would love to come and welcome you, talk about cars, talk about Lotus, heritage, and what we stand for. So I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. The Electra here just rewrites the rule book, doesn't it, for SUVs? This is it's the first phrase, the first hyper SUV.
It's the first hyper SUV.
Yeah.
It's all inspired into our Halo car, which is the Avaya. So you see this line of the super sports cars that comes from the bonnet all the way to the back. That defines what we call it hyper SUV. And it looks like it is a massive SUV, but once you drive it, it drives like a small car. So I would invite you to drive it.
Well, 3 versions, 600 horsepower, all the way up to 905.
Absolutely.
I want the top one.
100 kilometers in 3 seconds.
Just brilliant. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure. I hope you have all a great day.
Jodie here from Thornton 100 Motorcycle. Got a very special new motorcycle that you're launching, I think. Jodie, haven't you? Welcome back to Salon Privé.
Thank you, David. Yes, 4 years it's been since our first Salon Privé at Blenheim. A little bit about me, I started the company not only 3 years before we came to our first Salon Privé. So we started in a shipping container with a credit card, and I was 23 years old with my young team. 4 years later, and we're here again with one of our latest toys. This is to celebrate the launch of our Dubai outlet. So this is a Triumph Bonneville Bobber. We're ambassadors of the Triumph factory, so we lean on British engineering, British built, and we have a small team in Milton Keynes where we engineer and manufacture everything. So this is a cross between a cruiser and what would be like an old school desert sled, motocross style Dakar bike. So something a little bit different to what we usually build, something a bit crazy and something a bit wacky, and we built it for an event that we'll be heading to next month. We'll be racing on the sands of Margate on the beach, so something a little bit different, and yeah, something that will hopefully catch the eye of some of our clients and customers this weekend, and yeah, hopefully Stunt stays out and we can have a good time.
I'm sure. Well, there's a lot of titanium on this bike, isn't it? It's the components and the materials you use that make it so special, isn't it?
That's it, absolutely. So I engineer everything in-house. So we use a lot of people call it aircraft grade aluminium, so 7075 grade aluminium. So this one has carbon fibre wheels on it as well, carbon fibre fuel tank, titanium exhaust, built in-house by myself and my brother Evan, who runs my workshop. Again, all of the bolts on this bike are engineered from scratch, all in titanium, so we get to put our little logos on the end, and we do a lot of engine work on these as well, so we design our own pistons and conrods and clutches, and this bike's 120 horsepower and weighs in the region of 190 kilos as well, so it goes as well as it looks.
Thanks a lot, Jody. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, David.
Peter's going to give you some update on Maserati, the brand and the cars that are here on display today.
Thank you, David, and welcome everybody. 2021 ushered in a new era for Maserati with a complete new product portfolio. And it started off with the MC20, our halo car, and you can see on my left here the next version, which is the MC20 Cello convertible, 630 horsepower, 12 seconds to open the roof, and you can turn the roof from opaque to transparent with the flick of a button. Following 2021, we've seen a year-on-year increase every year in sales, and that's been due to the plethora of new model introductions, and most recently the Gran Turismo and the Gran Cabrio. And we have an example here of Gran Turismo. This is in the ICE format, so 550 horsepower. This is actually the Prima Serie version of it in a Nero Cometa texturized paint, so come and have a close look. It's an interesting one. And then behind me here we have the Grecale. The Grecale is our first mid-size SUV. This is the Trofeo version. Of note, we have recently launched the first luxury mid-sized fully electric vehicle, which we call Grecale Folgore. Folgore stands for lightning bolt in Italian, and that is the start of our product offensive. We now have battery electric vehicles in Gran Turismo, in Grecale, and on Monday, just a couple of days ago, we launched the new Gran Cabrio in full electric format to the world as well, and that will be in the showrooms in the coming few months, so we're really excited about that. So I'll leave you just to say we are now fully electric, and by the way, 2025 this becomes fully electric as well. That's particularly exciting for us.
Peter, I read you noted about the Gran Cabrio yesterday. Was it 740 brake horsepower, something like that? I think I read.
Oh, in the 730 horsepower in the electric version. Yes, wow. Absolutely.
It looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it?
It's gorgeous. I mean, it's for London, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 75 years of the Gran Turismo, isn't it? So this is an anniversary model, this particular one.
That's exactly right. 75th anniversary model, and it also comes in a grey blue. So yeah, have a close look. It's beautiful, bespoke interior.
Some nice little styling features with the 75th on the hubs and the headrests.
Yeah, it's our new Fuera Serie bespoke program, which you can use for any vehicle.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, and welcome to Salon Privé.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Craig's a good pal of ours. Auto Vivendi have been with us for many, many years, and I just wanted for you to say hello to Craig. They are the world's most exclusive private members club, with the largest stock list, I think, of cars for their members of any club. Craig, welcome back to Salon Privé.
Thanks, mate. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Auto Vivendi. It's our little stand here today. We're a private members supercar club. Members join, they have an annual membership, and they can use our £8.5 million collection of supercars as and when they wish.
How many cars have you got in the collection, Ronnie?
Right now it's about 37.
Wow. And everything, I mean, it's not just sort of normal supercars. You've got the 1,000 horsepower SF90 here, and you've got Rolls Spectres. You've got the complete range, haven't you?
Yeah, we tried to have something for everybody. We've got, everything from Lamborghini Urus, Rolls-Royce Cullinans. We just collected the Spectre. We've got 3 Ceratos, so just everything to tick every box, I hope.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Just wanted to say hello to Craig. Everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Craig. Thank you. So, Land Rover Mayfair, welcome to Salon Privé.
Good morning, everybody. So, welcome to our standard Jaguar Land Rover Stratton to Mayfair. So we've got 2 lovely vehicles here. We have the iconic long wheelbase SV in British Racing Green with the Perlino and Caraway interior. So we call it the Serenity experience, or Serenity exterior and Serenity interior. That's the P615 V8 4.4. It's a long wheelbase with unique styling and wheels, unique to the SV ceramic finishes inside the vehicle as well. So feel free to have a look around. On my left here, you'll see a Range Rover Velar. This is a 2-litre diesel. We also do a plug-in hybrid. This is the Arius Grey with the black pack exterior finishing in the car. Range on the plug-in hybrid, we go up to 39 miles of range. Approximately. On the Range Rover, we do for a plug-in hybrid up to maximum 70 miles of range if you don't know already. So fantastic. We are venturing into a fully electric vehicle as well for the Range Rover. So feel free to inquire about Range Rover electric, all-new electric. That should be launched by the end of the year on 2025.
I think this must be the most powerful Range Rover, it's 615 horsepower.
Yes, but we also have, you might have seen, the Range Rover Sport SV1 edition.
Right, as you would.
60 in 3.5 seconds.
Range Rover.
Yeah,
Because this will do it in 4.4, won't it?
This is the 4.4 V8 in the long wheelbase. Again, we do a 3-litre diesel, we do a 3-litre petrol, and we do plug-in hybrid as well. Again, later on in the years, we'll be having a fully electric vehicle.
It's still the most luxurious, capable off-road car ever, isn't it?
Definitely, and most desirable as well.
Yeah. Don't worry, I want one. Thank you very much, guys.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you.
Welcome to Salon Privé.
Thanks, David. Great to be here again. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Polestar. Exciting time for us as a brand because we're coming this year with not one, but 2 brand new SUVs, both of which start customer deliveries in the summer. So we're taking orders for both of them. The new arrival, the Polestar 4, very much the SUV coupe, fastest Polestar that we've ever produced, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. 400 kilowatts, which for the less initiated is around 536 brake horsepower. Not only that, but you're also getting 360 miles of range. So very excited. One of the things to note about this car is there is no rear window on this car. Instead, you've got a digital display that gives you far better definition, far better viewing in the dark. So something for you when you've done your tour to come back and have a look in. It's a working system, so you can see what that does for you. But very excited about it. Great news for the brand. I mean, we've had a big year. There are now 26,000 Polestars driving around on the roads in the UK. And we know that with these 2 SUVs coming, very, very exciting year ahead of us at Polestar. So very glad that you could be here to enjoy it for yourselves, because this is our first public showing of the car anywhere in the UK outside of one of our showrooms.
The press are calling this the Superstar, Polestar Superstar, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. The initial press reaction, the first drives that they've done on prototypes have been absolutely fantastic. I think one article that said, if cancel your order for the Porsche Macan and buy this. So yeah, we're hugely excited, and even the sun's come out for us, as it always does at Salon Privé, as I know.
We have a direct line, don't worry. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, great to be here.
Thanks ever so much.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you to Paul Beamish. Paul is the owner of Crazy Horse, passionate about motorbikes, usual thing, sort of passion becomes a business, and couldn't find the parts he wanted years ago, built a business out of it, and many other businesses, and Paul's just become official UK partner for what lies underneath here. So it's a bit of a move away from the motorbikes and everything else you see in the marquees. But Paul, let you unveil the new Microlino.
Okay, so yeah, we're a business about having fun. Transport should be fun, vehicles should be fun. Motorcycles in many cities are good urban transport, but in this country we have a weather that today, David, you've got brilliant weather, but it's not always good. We're now working with Microlino, which is this new city car, electric city car. It's very cool, it's very cute, it's ultimately great fun to drive, and that's what our business is about, passion.
The notes I was given for this said that it would carry 2 people and 3 crates of beer.
Yes, that is the official line. How would you not want to be involved in a vehicle that can do that?
Or two people and 3 crates of champagne, whichever way you look at it. But this is, they say it was born in Switzerland, raised in Italy, wasn't it?
Yes, so born in Switzerland from the guys that came up with the micro scooter 20 odd years ago. And their mission in the world is to provide good urban transport, and they see this as their next thing.
And as you will see,
So it's designed to cross park. It's designed to enter and exit from the front. It's available in 2 versions as a quadricycle. So it's available as a 17-year-old up standard license vehicle, 56 miles an hour, or it's available for a 16-year-old as an L6 quadricycle, 30 miles an hour on a moped or a CBT license.
Has anyone ever tried the 0 to 60 in it?
It's pretty quick. Oh, obviously, yeah. I mean, it is quick at probably 0 to 25. It does have a sport button.
Great.
So the sport button actually is in the middle of the gear selector and it has a little rocket on the top of the car. And when you press it on the dash, the rocket comes up on the vehicle.
In the early days, was it the Izettas or the BMWs that were the first?
Isetta. This is a reimagining of that original Isetta concept.
And you've now officially signed the deal. You're now importing them. You can now buy them through Crazy Horse.
Yes. So we're selling from this week. We're hoping to have a dealer network set up that covers London, the South East, the South Coast, Bristol, Manchester and Scotland within the next 6 to 7 weeks, which is all going to be through independent dealers that are passionate about the product, because although it's an urban transport, it's also something that you can be passionate about.
And then around obviously as well you have the usual crazy mix of CCMs and Nortons and
all the normal sort of bike stuff that we do. Again, the smaller brands, the passionate brands, all about quality and an interesting design.
Brilliant. Well, listen, thanks again.
Okay,
welcome
thank you.
back to Salon Privé again. Countach's from Furlonger are the yin and yang. You've got the black with the white interior and the white with the black interior. Supercar, if ever there was one. I was hoping that somebody was going to be here, but they are not. It's tomorrow, and then the supercars coming in on Saturday. So we've got the same number of cars on the lawn almost that you see on this side coming back in later on today. So you'll be able to come through and see all the Porsches on display here later on. Tony's going to unveil the new Brabus car that's under the cover. Tony.
Hi guys, hope you're all good, having a good day. So this is the first in the UK. Brabus Germany haven't even built based on this model at the moment. They gave us a hard task of building it in the UK. We've only completed it yesterday, so I hope you guys really like it. As you can see, the full front end has been changed. Got a lot of carbon fibre running through, aerodynamics. So all this is a full new section on the front end. We've got little detail on this red section here. You can pick any colour. We can sort of customise that to the customer. Carbon fibre inlays. Comes on the 24-inch Z4 alloy wheels. We've got the Brabus braking system. This is actually based on the SV, so it's the top of the line for Land Rover. 4.4 V8, 615 bhp. It's had all the interior done, diamond stitched. At the rear of the vehicle, you've got a full carbon diffuser, sports exhaust, carbon rear spoiler. And as for the base specification, it's pretty huge too. It's got rear entertainment, huge specification on this. So yeah. Anybody's got any questions?
Thanks, Tony. Yeah. This is the first time we've had Brabus at Salon Privé. It's been a brand that I've been after for many years, and obviously those of you that don't know, Brabus is a German brand, started many years ago with a chap called Bodo Buschmann. Bodo was a Mercedes-Benz racer, so in order to tune the cars to make them, to race them, he used to do it himself. That evolved into a business, and Brabus tuned and prepared the cars to such a level that the German authorities issued them with manufacturer status. So this isn't a tuning brand, albeit they're based on models that we know, Porsche, Mercedes, Range Rover, etc. But this is a manufacturing brand. So great to see Tony here with the brand, and great to have you at Salon Privé. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Tony.